Good morning or afternoon, depending upon where you are right now. Um, my name is Tom DeWitt. I'm the director of CXM at MSU at Michigan State University. Welcome to CXM at MSU and its Fall 2020 CXM Best Practices Symposium. When we circled this date back in March, the hope was COVID would be gone and we'd all be joined together in person in East Lansing again. Unfortunately, that didn't work out, but fortunately, the circumstances allowed us to deliver it online to a much broader audience and to include participants, including presenters and facilitators from all over the world. So welcome to what promises to be an incredible day. Let me share out with you our program for today and some guidelines on how to use Whova. So this is our third program. It was supposed to be held in the spring. It was canceled. So we're offering it now. We offer it twice a year. I'm excited to introduce Lou Carbone. Lou is a pioneer in the field of customer experience management and inspired me with his book, Clued In, which I purchased in 2004 and I still carry and refer to today. Lou's keynote speech offers incredible insights and a framework for not just understanding the customer experience, but designing it effectively using clues. The beauty of all of our sessions today is that you'll have the opportunity to watch recorded presentations to avoid any technology issues we might have with Zoom, and then to follow the presenters into a live Zoom session following the recorded presentation where you can ask questions and get feedback from the speaker. So we'll be kicking off our program with Lou, and we'll be finishing towards the end of our program with Laura Lawson. Laura is a fellow Spartan. She, along with many of the leaders at United Shore, which is the #1 wholesale mortgage company in the US and known for its people practices, are all Spartans. And she's going to be sharing out some of the unique practices they have in the field of human resource management and employee engagement. It's a great way to wrap up our speakers for the day. However, the bulk of our sessions are going to be breakout sessions. So at 4 different times, which I'm going to take you through, there will be a 45-minute session, of which approximately 30 minutes is dedicated to a recorded presentation. I must warn you though, some of our presenters went a little bit under that time, which gives more time for Q&A, and some of our presenters went a little over that time, which gives a little less time for Q&A. But there will be opportunities for follow-up and coffee breaks, which I will share out with you. So we're excited to kick off our first breakout session at 11:15 with presentations from Ken Budelman from People Design, award-winning practices from Consumers Credit Union, Ian Williams from the UK, offering a really insightful presentation on market segmentation and persona development, the ground up development of a voice of the customer system at Michigan Virtual, and our own Darren Hood, who recently joined Michigan State University. Haven't had the chance to change that on the website, so Darren, congratulations. He's an expert in the field of UX, so he's going to be discussing UX maturity levels. And similar to our keynote speech, you'll have the opportunity to watch a recorded presentation and then go into a sub-session and participate in a live Q&A. Our second set of breakouts starts at 12:15. So you've got 5 presentations here to choose from. Dave Fish, amazing storyteller, is going to share out how to be an effective change agent within an organization for CX, which all of you know is really critical to the success of CX. Serena Riley from Lamasoft is going to be sharing out how to create a fully integrated and closed loop voice of the customer program, which they did at Lamasoft. Chantal Boda from South Africa is going to be presenting this incredible framework that shows how employee experience and customer experience are integrated. So don't want to miss that. And again, another award-winning presentation from MSU Federal Credit Union on their people practices. You're going to see a recurring theme today in employee engagement, which is really critical to the success of CX in any organization. And lastly, a really interesting presentation on a new form of qualitative video research that's going to be shared out by Greg Eisler and Eugene Murphy. And again, you have the opportunity to watch the presentation and join a live Q&A. Third breakout session starts at 1:30, featuring Keith Instone, who I always want to get into whenever we have a discussion about UX and CX and their relationship. And he draws a really interesting analogy with the Detroit Red Wings here, those of you who are hockey fans, so don't want to miss that. Consumers Credit Union done some really incredibly innovative things in the area of virtual tellers way before COVID hit. So this is a really interesting take on adapting to virtual tellers and the online experience and in the COVID crisis. One of my personal favorites from Freddie Mac, Bill Stikos, again, EX and CX, the employee experience and customer experience, they've got to be done in tandem. Bill's going to take you down that path and also be a little bit available a little bit later in a coffee break room to chat. Joel Roach, who's got incredible experiences at the Cleveland Clinic, helped them to build out their patient experience practice, as well as working at James Madison. Very insightful presentation into the role of leadership and employee engagement in successful patient experiences, but also customer experiences, because the principles apply there as well. And lastly, from the customer success world, Haley Foreman and Jessica Roman from Meltwater sharing out best practices in customer success. So looking forward to that. And again, you have a recorded presentation and also the opportunity for the live Q&A. And lastly, our last breakout session of the day, another expert from the field of patient experience, System Vice President Brad Kruger for patient experience, talking about how their hospitals and healthcare facilities have been dealing with the COVID crisis and what that means both for employees and patients and their family. So very fascinating and very timely. Serena Riley again, sharing out a practice that they've created at Lamasoft in the customer success field that brings their customers together to share best practices and using their software. Again, really interesting. As you're going to see today, all of our presentations are very practical and relevant with lots of takeaways. David Robbins from Gangos, have been a longstanding partner. They're going to share out how they've redesigned the online customer experience working with Amway. Always great to see Stacy Sherman doing CX Right and Schindler Elevator, sharing out how to differentiate your brand by humanizing the business and doing CX right. And lastly, another award winner, Haggerty's Member Promise Workshop. This is really, really fascinating practice. Rarely have I ever seen anything like this, where they've actually created a workshop that helps to educate their employees on the customer and understanding their customers. So all of our breakout sessions promise to be fantastic. Don't worry, all these recordings will be shared with you after the program. So if you can't get to all of them, that's just fine. One thing I do want to point out, what you may have noticed were that many of the presentations were award winners. These all came from CX of M, a professionals association in the state of Michigan. If you refer to the discussion area or community room in Hoover, you'll have the opportunity to sign up for membership there. It is free. So as you can see, there were 4 different categories. Some of those winners are represented today in the program. You don't want to miss them. I do want to emphasize within Hoover, you have the opportunity in every session and every subsession to pose questions. Those are going to be fielded by a moderator who is going to share those with the presenter so we can get your questions answered. At the same time, you have the opportunity to chat with other people, other attendees. We're expecting close to 500 today, as well as going in the community area to join in chats. So it promises to be a really interactive and an exciting day. I also want to point out coffee breaks. You know, whenever I put on a program, everybody always says, we need more time for networking. Well, this is your opportunity for networking. You'll notice between the sessions, the breakout sessions, that there are these coffee breaks, 15-minute opportunities to jump in a Zoom room and chat with other people around a particular topic in real time. So please take advantage of the coffee breaks. During the lunch hour, I'm very excited to share the CX of M radio network, of which 4 of our shows and podcasters are represented today. We're in the process of ramping up to 8 shows. Each one of these shows will be interviewing one of our speakers today live during the lunch hour. So while you're getting your lunch or your dinner, go ahead and join these rooms and listen live to one of our podcasters. All right, we're going to wrap up the program with Chantel Bota. So as you saw, Chantel is going to be presenting, but she's also going to be leading this incredibly interactive exercise at the end of the day that's designed to introduce you to different people, reflect on your experiences today, and talk about how you're going to apply what you've learned. You don't want to miss that. Stick around to the end of the program. Take advantage of all the networking opportunities we have throughout the day, whether it's in the community room, sending direct messages, creating and joining virtual meetings, or attending one of our coffee break sessions. At the same time, be mindful that all these actions pay off in points and prizes. We're going to be giving away 3 $50 Amazon gift cards to the top 3 point getters. I'll even throw in a copy of Lou Carbone's book, clued in for those winners as well. So get involved and participate and win. I also want to acknowledge our exhibitors. You can join them in the exhibitors area during coffee breaks and lunch and dinner. Learn about their products. Incredible companies with great platforms, both in Moment and Demo, who are also going to be interviewed during the lunch hour. Briefly, want to touch on the master's program. A lot of people have been asking about this. It will be a 16 course, 16 different modules delivered in 5-week segments, initially targeting working professionals over 20 months, spans all the domains that are relevant to effective customer experience management. We're going to be using a team-based learning approach. We're hoping to get it launched next fall, if not then January. If you have any questions about the degree, go to the Hoover community area. I'd be glad to chat with you. Any questions can also be posed in that area in the Ask Organizers Anything section. And lastly, I want to thank my 2 graduate students who worked to put this event together. Thank me in congratulating them, as well as volunteers from CX of M and the CX community. With that, have a great day. Looking forward to spending the day with you.